Hello, Liz, and hello, Heidi. Today I am interviewing two of my wonderful customers, and we're going to talk about doing heirloom updates. And with both Kenny girls, we pulled some things out of the drawer that weren't getting the kind of use that they could and that they should, and did a great project together. So, Heidi, first, how did we meet?
Well, we met first of all at the One of a Kind show in Chicago, where Barb was an exhibitor, and I fell in love with her statement necklaces. They're so exotic and gorgeous. And I've always had her in the back of my mind. And so when the opportunity came with a group that I'm involved with, Fashion Matters Chicago, I selected her to be one of our vendors, and the rest is history.
Oh my gosh. So tell me a little bit about Fashion Matters Chicago and what's the group about? Because that was a great event.
Oh, thank you, Barb. We just love the event, and we have such a fun time organizing it and holding it. It's basically an event to put fashion foremost and help women, enhance their dignity and their beauty through exposing them to great ideas such as vendors who have beautiful products. And our theme this year was Jackie O and her style. So we aim to inspire women to look to their inner beauty and express it through fashion.
It was a beautiful and fun event at the Deer Path Inn at Lake Forest.
Thank you, Barb.
And I got to meet Liz.
There you go.
That's where our history. That's where our history began.
Right.
Yeah. So I was so grateful. My mom invited me to also be a vendor at the Fashion Matters event in March. I'm a consultant with Rodan and Fields, so I have an e-commerce skincare business. And then Barb, you and I got seated right next to each other, and I feel like kind of every minute that we weren't chatting with customers and people interested in jewelry and skincare, we were chatting with each other about being entrepreneurs. And I was asking about your process, and we were talking a little bit about skincare. So every down moment, we were getting to know each other better. And then when my mom, decided to work with you, I thought, oh, I would love to spend some more time with Barb. I'll jump in on this call.
Awesome. It was great. Where was the restaurant you went out to after the event? What was the name of it? One of your favorites, Liz.
We went to Hackney's.
Hackney's, right. Okay, perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So the theme at Fashion Matters Chicago at that event this year was Jackie Kennedy. And so we had a big focus on pearls. And I think, Heidi, that kind of gave you the idea that, well, you talk about how you got the idea to do an heirloom update.
Well, after Barb, you agreed to be one of our vendors, I went on your website and I noticed you had a whole pearl collection. So I asked you to kind of focus on pearls for the event. And in the process, I looked at these pearls that I have. These were ones that I bought on a vacation, and they were a long strand, and I found myself not wearing it that often. So at the event, I said, Barb, I have these great pearls. Could you do something with them? Subsequently, we had shelter in place happen, and I started going through my jewelry box and found all these beautiful strands of pearls and jade that were my mom's that never were being used, and I wanted to update them so that my daughters Liz and another daughter Mary would enjoy them. So that's how it came together.
I got it. Now I wondered where the rest of the beautiful ones came. So we made, this was so awesome working on this project. How did we collaborate?
Well, let's start with Liz and her taste in jewelry.
You go first, Liz.
Oh, well, I just was going to say how I got involved too, was my mom invited me into the process. My mom was telling me that she was going to work with you with some of my grandma's jewelry. And I was coming in to just look at things for her. But it was during the call, I think when you held up these strands, that I was like, oh, I really like those, the jade. And so I think my mom was originally planning to work with the jade for something for herself. And then I kind of said, I would love to have these pieces.
And I think you were delighted with that, Heidi,
I
right?
was, absolutely, because I think pearls maybe are more attractive to my generation or so at this point. And, you know, gemstones or, you know, minerals like jade or whatever stones have more of appeal for the younger crowd, younger, you know, people. So I was right. Liz loved that jade strand.
And it was your
Mhm.
mom's, Heidi?
It was my mom's, and it was just a simple jade, no embellishments. So that's where we turned to you, Barb.
Perfect. And Liz, what were some of your thoughts when we were starting to work about it?
So I definitely gravitated towards a more simple style. And when we were looking at options, there were options that actually had a lot more pieces involved in the jade. And I thought, I usually wear smaller necklaces with, you know, with little gemstones and things like that. And you quickly pulled out this awesome silver piece right here. I'll lean in a little bit. And presented the option of this being the focal point. And I think my mom and I both instantly fell in love with it. And then I'm not going to grab it, but there's a really cool, interesting, almost like a moon clasp at the back that's like got a circle and then a, you know, kind of hooks through it. So I could even flip it around and wear it the other way. I'll see if I can do it without messing everything up.
Yeah, perfect.
There we go.
Yeah,
And I loved that it was very simple,
that looks great
but it
too.
also is very versatile. And then bonus, you were asking about length, and we went back and forth about what's the right length, but you made a great suggestion, which I love, which was to make matching earrings. And you even found room for a pair of earrings for my sister. So now she and I both have these, and then we can share the necklace
This
and
is
kind of, you know, think about our grandmother and remember. Actually, sorry, that just sparked in my mind. You know, my grandmother had so much Asian art. We haven't all had it out because it's been in storage. We just all haven't had the right kind of spaces for it. But she always incorporated Asian art into her life. And so I just realized this is even more so a little way to have a reminder of her style and who she was as I'm walking around. So
so awesome.
I'm even more grateful now than I was when I just liked the necklace.
That is just so the point of this is you don't get any of that when the stuff sits in the drawer. So Heidi, I want to ask you just one last question before you show us a little bit of your ideas of how you incorporated what we did. Were you nervous about giving me these beautiful memories and having me literally take them apart and reassemble them?
You know, Barb, I have to be honest with you. I was not nervous at all about that. I think I'm a pretty good judge of persons. And after meeting you twice, I just knew they would be beautiful. I totally trusted you. The only thing, and you can attest to this, Barb, I'm nervous about the USPS. I didn't want to send them in the mail to you. So my husband and I drove them to your house, left them on the front door with being very safe.
Yes.
And you were so good enough we had like a Sunday afternoon outing. It was so much fun in this time of shelter in place. But truly, that was the only thing I was nervous about. In addition, you incorporated our input. You would sort of do a sample of things, we would do a little Zoom and you would show us. So we had a little chance to give input as to how you would finish up the project. So that was really helpful, but
cool.
I didn't doubt it for 1 second.
Oh, great.
It was right.
Actually, if I can add into there, for years, I think every few years, my mom would say, kind of just get in a mood and take out a few different jewelry boxes that had all significant pieces for her mother and family and things from her past. And my sister and I would look at them and we'd all be like, oh, these are so pretty, but they always just went back in the jewelry box. And so I think it's actually, to my mom's point, of she was probably just sick of it sitting there for, I mean, decades, really. And it's really kind of a thrill to give it another life and
awesome.
Look at something else. Yeah.
Are we going to have a costume change, Heidi?
I am. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I hope I wasn't too awkward, but I thought I wanted to put something on that you did before I show you a couple more pieces. I had this charm from my high school that actually my mom got for me, and I love it to pieces. But it was just hanging on a gold chain. So I asked Barb if she could do something with it, and it's absolutely stunning what she did.
That
She
looks
took
really
the
sweet on you.
rectangular charm and added some gold pieces and again pearls from my mom, and made me a necklace and to my specifications, because I wanted it a certain length, and it's just absolutely perfect.
Awesome.
And I want to tell you, Barb, I didn't tell you this, but this fall is my 50th reunion from high school, and I'm wearing this center stage because it's got the school crest.
Can you believe that?
I love it. I'm so thrilled with this, and I want to just show you a couple other things.
Okay.
So just to give people idea, because I'm in the fashion interest with our Fashion Matters Chicago, what I did with two of the pieces that Barb made for me from my mom's pearls, I added them to some outfits that I had that are kind of like, they were a little boring, and I needed something to give them a little zip. So you can see these are the Baroque pearls that were my mom's necklaces. And then Barb added these lovely, well, they're kind of like rice checks or wheat.
Yeah, they are Chex Mix.
Chex Mix. And she did two rows of them at the length that I like. And I just cannot wait to wear it.
Beautiful.
And then the other one,
that Chex Mix is cool too because it's sterling silver, so it's lovely and it's elegant with the Baroques.
It is. It's got a little sparkle to it, and it's just so much fun. This one is really a statement necklace. Let me see if I can get it straightened out right here. I have this really lovely jacket that is sort of fussy itself because it's got lace, but I needed something to balance it. So Barb took, again, my mom's pearls. This doesn't really hang right because it's not a human neck, but if you can see.
Yeah, that's great.
The black is that black jet?
Onyx.
Or onyx. My mom's Baroque pearls in this artistic kind of triangle, pie-shaped, really it's so artistic. And there's a lovely clasp in the back as well, that is so handsome and elegant. So I just am so excited about these gorgeous pieces, and I cannot wait to wear them. Barb, thank you so much.
Gorgeous.
And so much fun to work with.
That is, and it worked pretty seamlessly, even though we couldn't be together. Now that everyone knows what Zoom is.
Yes.
Why not? You guys, I cannot thank you enough for the time that you've spent with me today, talking about your experience, bringing those heirlooms back to life. And I look forward to the time when we can all see each other again in person.
Same here. Thank you,
Barb. Thank you, Barb.
I'm going to stop.